Hey everyone, I had a request a while back to do a tutorial for the Ween cover that I did, I think it was last year, I Don't Want It, one of my favorite Ween songs, gorgeous song. The person who requested it had actually specifically asked for a tutorial on the guitar solo at the end of the song, but as long as I'm doing it, I might as well do the whole thing, right? So let's go ahead and dive in. So before we get started, one thing you should know about this song is the pitch is up a little bit. Ween actually does this on a lot of their songs. They'll kind of increase the speed a little bit, which increases the pitch, gives it kind of this warped feel. I don't know if that's exactly what they did with this song, but I think it is, because when you play in standard tuning, it doesn't sound quite right. It kind of sounds like it's sitting between two half steps, like it's about like a quarter of a step. So if you're trying to play along with the recording, it might sound a little bit sour, and that's why. If you're watching my cover of the song, which I'll link up there if you haven't seen it, I tuned my guitars to match the original recording. So if you're playing along with my cover or you're playing along with the original studio recording from the Quebec album, then it's not going to sound quite right. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be playing in standard tuning, which to my understanding is also how Ween plays it when they do the song live. So let's go ahead and dive into the intro. For the intro, we're going to do 2 repeats of this kind of 4-chord progression. They're kind of unique chords though. What we're actually going to do is for the first few chords, we're only going to play these 3 high strings. So the G, B, and E strings up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 7, open, 7. We're never actually going to touch a fret on the B string. We're just going to leave that open. So if I strum these 3 notes, that's what we get. And that's the first chord of the song. So, and then once we get to that point, we're going to slide down to the 2nd fret. Same thing. So 7, open, 7, and then we're going to slide down to 2, open, 2. So, and now we're going to slide up to 3, but we're going to take our finger off of the G string so that we get open, open, 3. So once again, 7, open, 7, 2, open, 2, open, open, 3. And then to end the phrase, we're going to do a nice full-bodied C added 9 chord. And that's starting on the A string, 3, 2, open, 3, 3. Really gorgeous chord. And I'm just kind of muting the E string up here. So let's play that intro phrase all the way through. And then we're going to go right into a G chord to start the verse. Alright, so now we're going to get into the verse of the song, which is really just 3 chords. G, C, and D, all major chords. The verse is 12 bars. I might be counting in double time, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. But if you follow along that way, we got a 12-bar verse. Basically, we're playing each chord for 2 bars, and in the middle of that, there's kind of an extra C thrown in. So it's mostly G, C, D, with kind of a half bar of C in the middle. So let's play through that. So we'll start with G. 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2. And then in the middle of that bar, we'll switch back to the C. And then the rest of it is just G, C, and then D again. And then the chorus will come in. So let me just play through that one more time, and I'll count out the bars while I'm going. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, that's the verse. All right, getting into the chorus now. The chorus is also 12 bars, but this time we're playing each chord for just 1 bar. So we're going to be moving through the chord progression a little more quickly. The first 8 bars are a 4-chord phrase repeated twice, which is D7 to G to A minor to D. We're going to do that twice, and then the last 4 bars of the chorus are all just sitting on C major. And by the way, if you want to see these chords listed out, I've got them down below in the description so you can see them there as you follow along. So let's go through that. So we've got D7, G, A minor, D, D7, G, A minor, D, and now C. And that's the chorus. And of course at the end of that we'll loop back to our intro. So now let's go through one full progression of the intro, verse, and chorus. And I'll sing along and have the chords listed here so that you can follow along as well. Did we miss the moon? I'd lie in your arms if I could now. It's such a common thing, repeats itself again and again now. Flowers grow in springtime, the leaves fall from the trees. I've been gone for so long, you just threw away the keys. I understand it, but I don't want it. So that's one full repeat. Then it'll happen one more time for the second verse. And then after that interlude riff that happens the third time, that's when the guitar solo comes in. And the guitar solo basically lasts for 1 verse and chorus repeat, so that 24-bar phrase. And then the song ends on another repeat of the intro. Alright, so now it's time for the solo. This is one of my favorite solos in Ween's catalog, and that's saying something because Ween has a lot of great guitar solos. Dean Ween, one of the best guitarists out there. This one is really fuzzed out, and I love the sound of it because for a song like this, a breakup song that's very heartfelt, man, that big fuzzed out, just unforgiving tone is really awesome. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to tone that down a little bit. We'll just use a little more of a straightforward distortion so that you can hear the clarity in the notes a little bit better. One thing to note is that I don't know if this solo is exactly how it is on the recording. This is just my interpretation. I think it's pretty close, but of course, he might have done it a little bit differently. So take this with a grain of salt. Now to start, I mentioned that the solo goes through 1 repeat of the verse and 1 repeat of the chorus chords. During the first half, the verse half, we're only playing on the G string. For the second half, the chorus half, we are only playing on the B and E strings. I just like to play it that way because I realize that for the first half it kind of helps to keep the tone more consistent if I'm just playing on 1 string. It also helps if with the slides and things. There's a lot of that in there, so that's how I chose to do it. So we're going to start with the 12th fret on the G string here. And this phrase goes from 12 to 9 and to 7. So 12, 9, 12, 9, 7. That's kind of our main little melodic phrase there. And then we'll stay on the 7, slide up to the 9, 11, 12, 12, 9, 7, And then we're going to slide down from the 7 to the 4 and the 2. And then back up to the 12 for that original phrase. So I'm going to play that through kind of slowly here. And then we'll slide back up to the 9, and then to the 11 and the 12 again. Now we're going to go 12, 9, 12, and then up to the 14. And we'll just kind of sit on that for a sec, do a couple nice bends in there. There's lots of bends and attitude in this solo, so try to incorporate that as you can. So I'm going to play through that first half again, kind of slowly in full. So that's the first half. Now let's jump into the second half. Right away we're going to jump up to the 15th fret on the high E string. So that's where we're starting. Going from 14 on the G up to 15 on the E. And we'll play that a few times. And then go down to the 12th fret of the B string. And give that a nice bend. And then hammer onto the 13th. So we're going 12, 13, 12, and then 10 on the B string. Just hit that a couple extra times, and then we'll do this kind of slide move between the 10, 12, and 8 on the B string. So once again, that's 8, 10, 12, 10, 8. So you're kind of going up and down. But then you jump back up to the 12 on the B, and then the 15 on the E again. So let's go through the second half so far of what we've done. Now we'll kind of walk up here from the 10 to the 12 to the 13th on the B string. Then to the 15. Then the 17. And then kind of walk back down. And then we'll do this kind of triplet move with... So that's hammering from the 10 to the 12 and back to the 10. 8, 10, 8, and then 7, 8 to end it. So let's walk through the whole second half a little slower. And then lots of noise, which I love. So let's once here try to get through the entire solo from beginning to end. And that's it. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, if there's a song that I've done a cover of or a song of mine that you'd like a tutorial for, feel free to ask and I'll get to it when I can. Thanks for watching.